So I've recently teased a community post that a LEGO set review was coming. Well, it's time we all figure out what set that is. So, prior to building this, I had only seen parts of Season 5 of Seinfeld and the last half of Season 9. And while I'm talking about watching shows, I might as well advertise that I am on Tracked. It is pretty much just Letterboxd, but for shows. This isn't sponsored, but it sure does feel like it. So, after logging every episode of Seinfeld I've seen on Tracked, I have seen 11% of the show. And while building this, I binged Season 1. So I don't get many of the references in this set, but I'll start with what's usually my favorite part of the set, the minifigures. So the first character featured in the set is Jerry Seinfeld, of course. He comes with his microphone accessory, and I guess this is a little build for him. You could put him on his comedy stand, his stage. I really like this figure. I love the hair. The face looks really accurate to Jerry Seinfeld, or as accurate as it could be. The shirt just looks perfect. Like it looks just like the real Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know, it's that creepy Lego advertisement. Next, we have George Costanza. Now, of course, the figure looks very accurate to how he's depicted in the show. I think it's the expression that sells it for me. I, of course, haven't seen much of Seinfeld, so I don't get the fishing rod and the bread. But I guess those Seinfeld superfans will get it. Next, we have Elaine Bennis. This figure really does look like Elaine, but I, for some reason, don't like the expression. I feel it's too generic, and it could look more like Elaine, but I can't think of something that would look more like Elaine, if that makes sense. Her accessory is the fish bag from episode I haven't seen. I'm assuming it's a bag because it's got a little stamp piece on the bowl, so it's probably a bag, or it's like a freaking fish jar. But who wants a fish jar? Next, we have Cosmo Kramer, portrayed by... Now, the minifigure does look a lot like Kramer. I really like the expressions he has. He has his classic smiling face. If I can get the camera to focus. And he has this very confused expression. Now, he comes with a pretzel from an episode I haven't seen, and the Coffee Table Book of Coffee Tables from an episode I haven't seen. Next, we got Newman. The figure does look a lot like Newman. I just don't like that facial expression. Like, it does look like him, but it just looks slightly unsettling. Of course, he comes with an envelope because he's a mailman. He's probably the most uninteresting figure out of this entire set, but I still very much enjoy him. On to the first build of this set, Jerry's stage. Now, this side build isn't very big, but I don't feel it has to be. If you haven't seen Seinfeld, you may be wondering what this is. There are many scenes in Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld, famous comedian, does stand-up comedy. But I don't think this had to be very big, and I think this is, like, the perfect size just to have, like, next to the set or on your desk or whatever, instead of having the big set. Now on to the big part of the set, Jerry's apartment. Now, I'm going to start with the kitchen. This is a very, very detailed... On to the main part of the set, Jerry's apartment. Starting with the kitchen, there's a bunch of detailing and references. I just really like this part of the apartment. Like, look at all those, like, boxes and the orange juice and the shelves and the fridge with all the stickers and magnets. The magnets were a sticker. Sorry. The photo of George and the microwave. I really liked how the microwave was built, where it used one of those transparent pieces where it's like a curved. I don't know what piece is called. It's just a piece to me. You got the stools and you got the teapot and the mug, and it just looks so detailed and accurate to the show. Then we get to the couch. It doesn't have to be very interesting, but it is. I really like this phone build. I don't buy many big Lego sets, and most of them are based off movies, so seeing a little simple thing like that is just a joy. We got the car picture and character I don't know. Also, shelf. Now, there are many shelves like this, but I really like how they use the smooth with one stud pieces as drawers. That was very interesting. I like how they made the chairs armrests. That was nice. I haven't seen the chair built like that before. I don't own many Lego chairs. Most of the time it's this one from that area we'll get to. I didn't know there was a table behind the couch in the show. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but it could have been there this whole time. Another bookshelf for the prognosis negative and the minifigure statue. We got a little closet, which is the entrance from Kramer's apartment, which is 5B, to Jerry's apartment, which is 5A. It's just a little closet. You can put, like, Kramer or even Newman in there. Just come right out. Hello, Newman. Festivus poll. Now, this doesn't really have to be here specifically, but I just have it here. Of course, from the season 9 episode, The Strike, which is the first Seinfeld episode I saw. It was very enjoyable, and I thought it was probably the funniest episode I've seen outside season 5's The Classes. I adore that one. Then we got this computer from episode I don't know photo. On the other side, we got the Kramer photo, which who doesn't know that? Then we got this moving chair. And, of course, I don't buy many big sets. This chair build might be in other sets, but I have not seen anything like it. And I just think it's a very interesting way of building one of those moving office chairs. Then we got the Commando 8. I haven't seen this episode in a while, but I think this is from that one episode in season 5 or season 9, where Kramer buys Jerry an air conditioner. And then at the end of the episode, it falls out the window. Like, he gets it right at the end, and then at the very end, it falls out the window. I think this might be the exact same one, the Commando 8. I have to research that. I don't know exactly, but I think that might be what that's referencing. Then we got the entrance to the apartment with a bicycle. And, of course, another door. Now, the worst part of the set, to me, which is the studio ways, because it doesn't make it feel like it's Jerry's apartment. It makes me feel like it's the set to Jerry's apartment, and this isn't George Costanza. This is Jason Alexander. Like, it doesn't make it feel like the characters or the real world. It makes it feel like it's a set. It's not the real room that Jerry was in the show. It's like the set that they filmed the scenes where Jerry's room was in. Featured. Sorry. Like, oh, this isn't Jerry Seinfeld, the actor. This is Jerry Seinfeld, the character. Like, that's what I prefer. Like, it was the characters, not the actors and actresses. Instead of, it's just, this is the best way I can explain this. This isn't Cosmo Kramer. This is Michael Richards in costume as Cosmo Kramer on the set of Jerry's apartment in Seinfeld. And these lights is what makes me feel like that. I would much rather them not have these light pieces and just have, like, smoothed out studs there. Smoothed out bricks. Tiles. Damn it. Yeah, but, like, that's just how I feel. Some people, like, really like this because it's like, oh, it's like in the real world. It's like how this was actually filmed. But no, I do not enjoy that part of the set at all. So, let's see how much the set is worth and if I think it's worth that. So the MSRP of this set is $79.99, which is how much I paid for it. And I do feel it is worth that price tag. It is pretty big. It has tons of pieces, mostly small ones. I, of course, don't like the stickers. I feel they could have been printed. They're just a pain in the ass to put on, but I feel everyone feels that way about Lego stickers. The minifigures are extremely detailed, and Newman's unsettling. It's just worth the value. It has so much detailing and references to the series. Like, I only get the Vesper's Pole and possibly the Commando 8, but I can tell if you have seen every episode of Seinfeld, you'll get, like, the George picture, and that character I don't know. I might know them, but I just don't recognize them in Lego form. And Prognosis Negative, and the Coffee Table Book of Coffee Tables, and Elaine's Fish, and George's Bread. Like, you might get that stuff if you've seen every episode of the show, but on a base level, without seeing it, it is still a phenomenal set. I don't buy big Lego sets frequently. Like, I own the Sesame Street one, I own, the 3119 Ferris wheel, I own, a few of the big Mario ones, not all of them, but a few of them. Those I feel are worth it because they're just packed with detailing for that price. Some of them, like the Mario ones, I don't feel are worth that price. They should have been like 50 instead of like the 70 or 80. But I feel with this one, it is worth the tag. There's so much detailing. It's just amazing. And of course, who wouldn't want Jerry Seinfeld?
You like jazz?